Greetings and salutations. It is iJohnni, and this is episode number 23 on Friday, May the 10th, 2024. How is everyone doing today? No, seriously. I'm gonna give you a second to think about it. Now, you don't have to respond right away. But for those of you that have been following the Who the Heaven Is I podcast, I have a cool line. That's right, the cool line. The stands for to help everyone. And the cool line because, listen, we're going into summer especially, but isn't it better to be cool than to be hot? I mean, granted, Paris Hilton, really nailed that catchphrase, that's hot, which is cool. And maybe Paris wants to appear on one of my episodes. But for me, I just want to be chill. I want to be cool. And I think the universe is telling us all just to slow down. So let's tell you what the cool line's all about. So the cool line is a number you can call when you want to interact with anything that Johnny does, with the Wizard Cast and any of the podcasts he's working on. But it's also a place you can call if you have a question or a need or, like some support with something. It's a cool line. The stands for to help everyone. The number is free to call. There's no charge to call. Now, with the amount of calls I get, sometimes it could take a little bit to get back to you. But for the most part, my goal is, using this platform is to help anyone that needs help in any way that I can within my means, So the number for the cool line is 650-383-7469. That's right, 650-383-7469. Oh, necesito los números en españoles? Okay. 650-383-7469. So, I get some multilingual people who listen to the show, and there you have it. And actually, the cool thing is that number, it is all about the show. What do you mean, Johnny? How is it all about the show? Well, 650-383-SHOW. That's right, the last four numbers will spell out show. And I'd like you to show and tell how you're feeling. You can send me a text, you can send me a picture, whatever. When you listen to this episode today, it's really easy. Now, there's always a poll question at the end. The poll question can only be accessed via Spotify or the Spotify website. So, it's within that page. And there's even a way to record a voicemail in there. But enough of my yapping. Well, now let's get into some rapping. Yo, it's the beginning of my show, and I'm dropping a rap because I got a crazy flow. Got some things in my head that I think you want to know. What is Johnny saying? Where will he go? Well, I'm going around the world, going around the globe, and it's starting from my head and maybe close to your earlobe, into your ear canal, riding down the river, because I'm a lover, I'm a liver, and I'm also a generous giver. Okay, there's my little rap flow of the day. MC Fazio in the house. So, this episode, as you read, if you clicked on this podcast, is Good Mourning. And I spelt morning differently than the person that normally says good morning. Now, why did I do that? What is I thinking? Well, I'm going to tell you a little story. I have one of the bestest friends, my friend Kevin, one of the bestest friends in the whole wide world. Like, he's a really nice guy. I miss him. Actually, I'm going to call him today because I haven't talked to him in a bit. And straight up, he is one of the kindest, gentle souls, has such a great perspective on things, super helpful, super compassionate, fun to hang out and watch football and jam out and play music and just shoot darts and just chill out. And I would go to the ends of earth for this guy because, quite frankly, he's done that for me, and he hasn't had to. But beyond that, just because when someone is such a good being and is really like exuberating kindness, those are the people I really want to go above and beyond for. I mean, not that I don't want to go above and beyond for people in general, but people that put the effort in to making this world a better place. And he's definitely one of those people. He's so talented. He's, by trade, I guess you can call him like a handyman because he's a jack of all. He fixes everything, within your house and stuff like that. But he also does this cool woodworking thing where he burns the wood with electricity. He's cool, like his little garden that he grows. That being said, one morning as our boys were playing flag football, Kevin and I were talking, and I said, "Good morning." But then we got into this whole conversation because Kevin was saying something about how good morning, spelling it Mourning, was all about control, and he went into this whole thought process of how saying good morning was indoctrinating us, and it was something that they used to control us. And back to my philosophy on points of view, I think everything is perspective. And while I believe that maybe that could be perceived that way, that maybe there are some people that say it and think ill things, but sticks and stones can break my bones, but words can never hurt me. Say that again with me. Sticks and stones can break my bones, but words can never, never, never hurt me. And if you have that mentality and at the core of your body, and I know Kevin is such a good soul, like he's so connected to God, the universe, the matrix, whatever you believe in, like he's very spiritual. And we have even Bible conversations sometimes because I like to explore religions as a whole, and I think there's definitely some value and beauty to all of them. Anyway, um, and that day I wasn't feeling great, and I was really focused on the game because when I'd go to the games, I would film, um, and I was like, okay, but then he kept going on with the thing. I was okay, that's enough. But the point of the matter is, uh, I feel bad because I kind of snapped and I let the words get to me on that day, and it kind of derailed my whole day. And that was like the last day was like the championship game for my kids, and sadly, they lost that game too. And so like I was just in a funk that whole day because I let his philosophy of what good morning meant get in my head, and I was like I just it not that I aligned with it, but it was just like I know he has nothing but the best intentions, but sometimes people in general, they want their good intentions so much for you that they suffocate your free will and your thought, and that kind of happened at that moment. And I know he didn't do it on purpose because he's one of the kindest, coolest people I've ever met. Um, but it really, at that moment, it hurt me because it was like my thought process, my opinion, like in my free thought, just wasn't being respected. And once again, I don't believe there was any ill intention on his part. I believe, in quite fact, he was, looking to take me to another level of thinking and help me. But I would say, I think that thought process in that specific, moment was coming from a negative point of view. If you feel that someone is trying to hurt you and that saying good morning is them trying to keep you down, and this is a conversation I've had with a lot of people, and you think it's like the devil coming at you, well, you know, if you live in fear, and this is somewhere in the Bible too, if you live in fear, then it's kind of like, you're agent of the devil. And I know Kevin's not, like he's a good dude. Or maybe, one of those things that I don't know about Kevin, but no, I think Kevin is a great dude. But the point of the matter specifically is that when you let stuff get like that and you take it in your head, then you're putting that negativity into the world, into the universe, and there's some power to that. I talked about it a couple episodes ago about, there's a guy I seen on Instagram that says nice things to a bottle of water and the water stays crystallized and cool. It says bad things to it and it gets dark and murky. And so, to me, when I hear the word good morning, and even if you spell it with an OURNING, I look at it like we are mourning our former selves. We are mourning what we were that no longer serves us. That person is gone. There's only the now. And while we can look to the future and, a great tomorrow, today is the day that I like to seize. Today is the day that we have the opportunity to do as we please with the free will given to us, and our choices and our voices are what propel us into a better us tomorrow. And so when I listen to someone saying good morning, I reframe it as, hey, you shed your skin, you filthy snake, and you're becoming more of a Hugh person, a Hugh man, a Hugh woman. And that's the way I look at good mornings. And on my big manifest list that's so long, I should do, a Saturday, What's the Matter Day episode tomorrow and tell you my whole manifest list. And I think I might do that. Point of the matter is this. It's one of those things where I think that if we wake up happy and grateful, which is on the top of my list, no matter what we're going through, it sets the tone for the day. And I'm going through stuff. And, like my buddy Judy Batista from Warwick Cares, who, has gone through very traumatic life issue. I mean, I have never gone through what she's gone through. She's actually lost a child. She wakes up, and I don't know her process and everything like that, but she's one of the most happiest people I've ever met, full of energy, wanting to help people. And this is a woman that lost a child, but yet she still keeps a positive mindset because she knows that life could always be worse, and she's happy and grateful to still be in this place and has the opportunity to alchemize her tragedy into a positive. Last weekend over on Railroad Green, she had this great event, the May's mental health awareness and celebration, and the whole community came together. There was different tables of people supporting mental wellness and health, and then there was also the police department. Officer Burger Flipper was there. I'm just kidding. I don't remember your name, officer. But he was very cool. He's actually going to appear on the Conch 10990 edition. He answered some questions about how they have a division that supports mental health and gives support to the community. The fire department was there. Just lots of people from the community came out to support Judy and her cause, which is letting people know that mental health is a thing. And if you're not doing your best to become mentally healthy, that straight up, it can really derail the rest of your life, which is why no matter what I got going on, I wake up happy and grateful. Now, that being said, Judy had told me during, an episode, if you actually listen to the sneak peek of MFI2, My Friends and I show too, I had Judy on here within this podcast. And, she talked about she has to schedule her crying time because she's a human. She goes through the emotions, but she doesn't let it run her life. She doesn't sit there and just dwell on the negative, because then she's stuck in that past moment that nothing's going to change what happened. And, what she can do, though, is reframe her mind and help affect others so it never happens to them. So she reaches out and is able to help people in a way that can be that one little thing she says can make a difference, because maybe a parent hears it and then a parent goes to the youth mental health first aid class next week, on the 14th and the 15th over the Warwick Community Center, to say, hey, I need to be able to understand the signs that youth have when exhibiting mental health issues so I can offer them support. Because that's one of the things, so she's a super change agent in this town, this village, this community. And I think, warwickcares.org is somewhere that everyone should be gravitating to, just to see how they could support her. At the very least, buy a t-shirt and wear it once a month, once a week. Wear it on your Saturdays when you're doing laundry and you're gardening, whatever. Just, support the cause. I mean, first off, the t-shirts are only $20, but second off, it's one of those things where straight up Judy is really doing her best to get the word out that, something needs to happen, as opposed to people sweeping mental health under the carpet. And it's probably one of the most important health, concerns, because the brain controls the rest of the body. It's the bus driver. So if you have a flat tire, like a bad ankle or a bad foot, the brain probably could have helped you see that there was a rock on the ground, but if you were too busy on your phone clickety-clicking, you missed the rock and you you rolled your ankle. That being said, good morning. Shed your skin. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. And whatever happened in the past, make your peace. Whether you did something you regret, okay, we'll make up for it today. Whether you didn't do everything you wanted to do, well, today is another opportunity. And don't feel like you have to climb the mountain in one day. The mountain is big. And yard by yard, life can be hard. But inch by inch, life can be a cinch. And that's something I just think that you can really embrace and understand. I think at the end of the day, if you're putting the filter on your day is, hey, how can I live my life to my fullest capacity today, and not only, be happy and grateful for myself, but spread that positive vibe to others. It'll make a real outstanding impact on your community, because, we are all energy. So this is the part of the episode where I start to wrap it up. So lately I've been doing song lyrics within my episode. I'm just going to quickly scroll through my song lyrics to see if I got something. Let's see. Okay, well, I Pressed On, okay? This is one that I wrote back in January. I don't even have music for this one yet, so maybe, come visit me at the Creation Station and help me put some music to this. This is one called I Pressed On. Feeling stuck, getting out of first gear. Now all these people trying to whisper in my ear. Walked in my shoes? Certainly they haven't. Yet they tell me what to do. Please stop. Dagnabit. I pressed on when you didn't show up. Now all your shit talking, making me want to throw up. I pressed on. You tried holding me back. The way I see it respects what you lack. Same chicken, different sauce. You only are cool when you're playing the boss. Times have changed beyond your comfy past. Embrace the uncomfortable is how I learned to last. I pressed on when you didn't show up. Now all your shit talking, making me want to throw up. I pressed on. You tried holding me back. The way I see it respects what you lack. Yeah. I wrote that back on the 19th of January, which is a Friday. And music pending on that one. Um, Word jumble. What's the word the words I pressed on if you scramble around? Depression. I saw that somewhere, and I was feeling it that day. I don't remember exactly what the to be honest with you, sometimes I live in a disposable mentality because I don't really want to attach myself to the past. So I write the song and I let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Because I really don't want to get caught up in the hanging on to it. I forgive everyone. But that being said, if I see a pattern of behavior where people are trying to hold me back because I'm this positive guy and they don't vibe with it or whatever the reason is, like they don't like me doing my best to evolve myself, that's painful. If I let it sit with me and say, oh, this person said this and that and I must be this. No, I take a step back and I objectively reflect. Now, first off, if a person gives me feedback and it's coming from the heart and they give me specific, like, here's your behavior, here's how it affects you, and they're not trying to fix me, they're letting me fix myself, or they're just giving me an awareness, that's healthy. But if someone goes, you're this and you're that and this, that, and you need to change, you need to do this, you need to do that, that to me, ladies, gentlemen, and creatures of the universe, is a good sign of projecting stuff that they got going on with them that they haven't been able to fix, and then they shoot it out to other people because they figure, well, if I can't fix myself, and this is subconscious, it's a scientific thing. They push it on other people thinking, well, if I could save them, then it's like, then I feel good, and then maybe I can save myself. Who knows? I don't know why people do it personally, but there is a science that people do project when they're unresolved with their own experiences, and that happens a lot when you're around people that are depressed and not mentally healthy. And I don't take it personally because I see that's, a person in need, and I let them, say what they got to say. But like Neo in the Matrix, I kind of dodge the word bullets and I just kind of stay focused on my kung fu. And I just do what I got to do. But when it's friends and family members that come at you and they don't resolve themselves, sadly, and this is the hardest thing, the art of letting go. That'll be a whole show in a couple days. Right now, I'm going to finish up this Good Morning one. But when I get into situations like that, I don't stop being friends with the people. I say prayers for them, but I detach because I can't be surrounded by people as I have goals and aspirations in life that I'm working so hard to get to. And if they're not going to contribute positively, then I have to, quote unquote, act negatively and subtract them from my inner circle. They can be in my outer circle, but my inner circle is where my energy bubble is, and, positive vibes only. And that's an important thing. I will end this episode with two things. I've gone a little overtime, but I think this could be helpful for some, but most helpful for myself. As when I hear myself speak and I kind of get it out, it resonates with me differently. There is an amazing shop in the 10990. It's a woman's boutique clothing place called Wanderlust, and the woman that runs it, she's a positive soul that straight up has a sign out in front that I took a picture of yesterday. I walked in the day before and said, "Hey, I love your sign. Thanks so much." She goes, "Hey, thanks for saying that. I knew it would make someone's day happy." And I was like, "Yeah, no, I love it." And it was something, I'm going to paraphrase right now. It said something like, "Make today so great that yesterday becomes jealous." Let that sit in your head. Make today so great that you make yesterday jealous. And that's what I'm going to leave you with. So the question of the day, if you go to Spotify.com or you're using the Spotify app, is what is your morning routine? And, throw it out there. The poll of the day is, how do you feel when you wake up? Energized and ready to take on the world? Or sleepy, sleepy, no one awakey. Or I haven't been sleeping well. I'm going to call the Cool Line and get tips on getting a good night's rest. And that number, once again, is 650-383-7469. And you can always follow iJohnni on social media at I was going to say at iJohnni, but at IJOHNNI. It's been an absolute pleasure sharing my great morning with you. See what I did there? I leveled up my good morning to my great morning, and I hope we have an amazing day and a pleasant tomorrow. You've been listening to the Why, Who the Heaven Is I podcast, and I look forward to connecting with you sometime between now and later.